Principal Gonzalez, administration, teachers, family and friends, distinguished guests, graduating class of 2012, good afternoon. I want to begin by thanking everyone, first of all, for this huge honor of speaking on behalf of our class. Wow, we're here. That's pretty cool. Now, I just want to take a moment to mentally capture this image. The 585 graduates here, all in a room together for the very last time, our last moments of grade 12. You know, that amazes me. After 2 years of middle school, 4 years of high school, 6 years of elementary school, and then before that, kindergarten and preschool, we are finally moving on. How did this happen? Well, there's been a lot of work, a lot of sweat, a lot of tears, a lot of new friends, old friends, a lot of laughter, and of course, a lot of growth. We have all moved from infants into teenagers, and then from teenagers into young adults. Now, some of the parents out there may want to disagree with that last point, but alas, it's true. As a collective, we have reached a new rite of passage, a transition into a new era, marking a new adventure. We are about to cross a threshold, leaving behind the world we have known and replacing it with the world we have yet to discover. And this is where the journey begins. Reflecting on these past 4 years has been quite the task. It's tough to sum up all the events and experiences that we've had in just a few minutes. But I've chosen several that we should, I believe we will, always remember. Do you remember our very first day of school when we walked through the main hall doors and were suddenly flooded with strange lingo like the fishbowl at Kringan Hall? How we were finding class in the first 2 weeks and how we would explain to our teachers that we were actually late because we couldn't find our classrooms? I mean, how would we have known then that there are actually rooms inside rooms in the school? That's crazy. It's 3 different interiors. I mean, since I started going to Earl Haig, I've become fantastic at doing mazes. And what about that morning song? I think I speak for most of us. Thank you. I think I speak for most of us when I say that the William Hotel Overture by Rossini is not what it used to be 4 years ago. It has changed from the sounds of rhythmic beauty and majestic notes to an alarm warning us of our impending lateness. And we'll always remember Earl Haig when that is played, although probably not in the same context. And of course, who could forget all of our blue and white spirit days? And all of our blue and white spirit over the years. We've had our orientation day, our SOPS assemblies, our actual blue and white days, and our CARP days. Our spirit as a graduating class has permeated throughout the school, and I've really seen it being taken up in the younger grades. We have proudly continued the Earl Haig spirited tradition. And for this reason, upon many others, the skies have always been in our favor. Did you know that for the past 7 years it has threatened to rain on Carp Day? In fact, this year, the weather reports were predicting an 80% chance of rain. Man, was I stressing out. The inflatables were coming. I had Demolition, Gladiator, Swamper Somper, Hook and Ladder, plus Jetson's Burgers were on their way, and it was just a very scary moment. Yet, on the morning of June 7th, we awoke to the nicest day we had had in a long, long time. On that fateful day, the sun beat down on what would become another example of Earl Haig swag. Something else I realized when I reflected on these past 4 years was just how involved everyone is within our school. And this goes from the top down. Our school is unique and amazing, in that it has so many things going on at the same time. To the point of being outrageous, actually, sometimes. There was 1 week in October, I remember, when we had United Way Week, including an assembly and carnival day. We had Spirit Week, coffee house, and a grad assembly all happening at once, not to mention the school show rehearsal and 8 different fall sports teams in full gear at the same time. This is only made possible because of the leadership of teachers, the supportive administration, the students who step up and engage themselves. These extracurriculars and our involvement are what bring the greatness to Earl Haig. For many of us, this year has been the busiest and often the most stressful of our 4. Yet at the same time, it's been our best. By getting involved and engaging ourselves in the culture of Haig, we have given ourselves the capacity to enrich and grow. Our experiences here at Earl Haig have shaped us into who we are today and will continue to influence us in the future. The plethora of our opportunities has brought out the very best in our graduating class and ultimately has turned us into a group of wonderful, talented, beautiful Uber-Haggers. You see, Uber-Haggers, in my opinion, are people with the ability to thrive and succeed when given a challenge. And I'll be the first to admit that at times, high school has been incredibly challenging. And if we think about it, we can all find something remarkable that we've done in our past years at the school, whether it's acing that test, or stepping up and leading an event or extracurricular, or just stepping outside of our comfort zone and trying something new. Hence, we've all conquered the difficult and are deserving of the title of an Uber-Hagger. Now this Uber-Haggerism extends beyond what we've just done in the past. When properly maintained, it will encompass all that we do now, as well as into the future. You see, preserving this ability to be extraordinary is comparable to tending a fire. Without fuel, it dies out. But give it some fuel, give it some oxygen, some wood, and some heat, and it expands and grows. And the great thing about fire is that with more fuel, it can't die out. It can only get bigger, it can only get better. So essentially, if we strive to find new challenges to overcome and give ourselves the opportunity to exceed the ordinary and perform the remarkable, our Uber-Hagger legacy will live on. Sitting in this room right now makes it our duty to be extraordinary. We all have this capacity. But this doesn't just come from seeking opportunities. There's a lot more. You know, I learned a great quotation from my old hockey coach that really applies to every area of life. He said to me, "Plus vous vous investirez, le plus chanceux vous obtenez." Actually, he wasn't French, but it sounds prettier if I say it that way. What he really said was, the harder you work, the luckier you get. And that's something that's really stuck with me. The harder you work, the luckier you get. Now, of course, it's easy to look at this quotation and say that luck isn't a product of hard work and determination, that luck is a product of something that we can't control. But I would argue, luck may be uncontrollable, but if we pursue everything that we do with grit and with determination, big things are bound to happen. The harder you work, the luckier you get. And now, very importantly, I believe on the behalf of the Earl Haig graduates of 2012, some thank yous are in order. So firstly, to the administration, we'd like to thank you for your constant support in the arts, the athletics, as well as the academics, and really carrying on the legacy and the culture of Earl Haig. To the guidance department, all your help over the years, all of your guidance and support, and especially being in grade 12, we have so many things going on. And this year with university and scholarships and summer programs and other programs, you've just always been there. Personally, I've gone to you countless times, and you've never refused help. I've always been more than happy to assist us in everything that we do. And thirdly, to the teachers, for your endless support and guidance and care, because you really are the heart and soul of the school. And you've taught us, of course, about what we learned in class about, history, geography, French. What you've really taught us extends beyond the classroom, and that's the stuff that we'll take with us as we go on to the future. And lastly, I would like to thank our parents and our families. Yes, for your ceaseless love and support, for packing us lunch, for making sure we do our work, for keeping us in line, and for loving us always. And specifically, if I could make a personal thank you to my mom and dad for always being by my side these past 4 years, and well, all my years actually. For always being by my side and being role models and supporting me in everything that I do. And as well to my little sister Stephanie, who has taught me more and brought me more happiness than anything or anyone. So thank you so much. So, the message is simple. Let's get involved. Let's fuel that fire countless memories, experiences, and stories. We set our sights now on new adventures. Congratulations, my fellow graduates, my friends. I'm sure we'll cross paths again when we're out doing the extraordinary. Keep calm and carpe diem. Thank you very much.